It's a challenge to us that if we see actual tangible needs and we just act so religious, well, I'll pray for you, hope things get better. Like, no. So for God so loved the world, what? He gave. He gave. So what does this speak to? Love must take action. It must take action. If we're going to reflect his generosity, we also have to take action, because it does no good if we have a heart of love but don't put action to it. Okay, let's go back to the book of James. Book of James. It does us no good to have a heart of his love, to have abided in God's presence, to be filled with his love and just saturate in that for ourselves, to not be a conduit. James chapter 2. Verses 15 through 17 say this: if a brother or sister is poorly clothed and lacking in daily food, and one of you says to them, go in peace, be warmed and filled, without giving them the things needed for the body, what good is that? So also faith by itself, if it does not have works, is dead. What did I just say a minute ago? Oh, I'm praying for you, brother. Brian, you're going through hell, okay? But just know I'm praying for you. You're like, I could really use some time with you. I could really use some encouragement. I could really use some advice. Oh, I'm just praying for you. Okay. There's a challenge in this, guys. It's a challenge. What if God was like, I love y'all, and stopped there? It's a challenge to us that if we see actual tangible needs and we just act so religious, well, I'll pray for you, hope things get better. Like, no. There is so much that speaks to giving to physical needs of God's love, his character, and who he is. It's a display of his generosity. And I will go as far as to say that there's a disconnect from our profession of faith and the way we live it out if we're not meeting practical needs. Do you understand that? A disconnect of our faith. It's unhinged. It's unhinged. And so the challenge to us is this, to ask ourselves, do our actions match our faith? Do your actions match your faith? For God so loved the world, he gave. Are we following God's love? Are we following his love by living this out in a real, tangible, measurable way? This is why something like what we're doing for Christmas for the children in Mexico is awesome, because it's tangible. There's an actual need there that can be met. We're not just saying to Michael, hey, we're praying that everything goes well for you. We see the need. We see how tangibly we can go out and do this. Just as God's love compelled him to give, if we truly have the love of God planted by his Spirit in us that we have abided in, that love will compel us to meet a need. That love will compel us to take action. So I question myself, if God's love has not compelled me to actually go out and meet a physical need, to take action, has it really transformed my life? God saw what we needed. He met it. God was looking at the need of his creation. And so we see throughout our daily life a need. And so my challenge for us in this part of he gave is, can we be vigilant? Can we look beyond our normal day-to-day life and look for opportunities to give? What would it look like this week if you just made it a point every single day to inconvenience yourself and match your faith with some deeds? What would that look like? What would that look like? What would that look like? Okay? I have down here some encouragement, because I thought I probably should give some encouragement along the way. So God already showed us an example of this by giving his son. Yes. Okay. But get this. As we take action in our faith and live this out to meet the needs of others, we are actively abiding in Jesus and growing in our faith. Did you know that? Like when Jesus says, abide in me, we just think, oh, I should pray. Oh, I should worship. Oh, I should read his word. And please do all those things. But something profound happens when you actually take action and you live out your faith. You are then abiding and you are actually growing in your faith in a very practical way.